Here at Bridgeford, we make all of our products with 100% American beef and pork. We source everything exclusively from the United States for our beef jerky, pepperoni, summer sausage, and salami.
We've always focused on having the highest quality products. We do that by investing in new cutting-edge technology while still trying to maintain the old world values that our great-grandfather instilled in us.
Being a family company, we like to think of a lot of our products as being for family occasions and get-togethers. We like to think of our products being made by our family for your family.
Hi, this is Josh McMurray. I'm the city manager for the city of Oakley. We're located on the Delta. We have a beautiful shoreline, and we really want to promote the city as the gateway to the Delta and showcase everything that we have to offer. We have a beautiful downtown that's expanding, brand new restaurants. What we're trying to do is build that brand to make sure that people know that you can come to Oakley and you can do everything that you want associated with the Delta, and you can still stay here, eat here, and have a good time in a very family-friendly and safe environment.
Forged from the harshest environments, Dakota lithium batteries are built to endure. Engineered with lithium iron phosphate, they give you twice the runtime, at half the weight, last 5 times longer, and provide exceptional lifetime value.
Let's go!
Backed by an 11-year warranty, they keep you on the water from sunup to sundown. Go further. Last longer. Play harder.
The news continues.
Right now, news moves fast, unlike anything we've seen before. So we have to be ready.
Ready to get it to you when it happens and with the smart context you need.
Dish customers can stream us live anytime, anywhere. With the Dish Anywhere app and the Fox News app, we're there.
With real news and real honest opinion, and it's all included in your Dish service, so you don't miss a moment.
With the Dish Anywhere app or the Fox News app, you can watch live breaking news anytime, anywhere.
Hey, Northern California bass anglers. Ready to elevate your fishing game? Ford Fairfield partners with Bass Angler Magazine to offer top-notch trucks tailored for your needs. Our simple pricing ensures a fair deal and exceptional service. We live and breathe bass fishing, participating in local tournaments to understand exactly what you need so you never miss a good bite. Visit Ford Fairfield today and let's hit the water together.
It's a sure bet you'll get lucky at Gold Country Casino Resort, where players are treated and winners are made. Getting lucky is the only thing on the menu. And nightlife, it's more than entertaining. After you've won, sharing your luck has never been more comfortable. Bet you'll get lucky at Gold Country Casino Resort.
Competitive anglers powered by Mercury Pro XS outboards have won more bass fishing tournaments than all other brands combined. With lightning-quick acceleration, legendary reliability, and lightweight design, Pro XS has everything you need to travel farther, faster, and harder.
It's the moment when everything is on the line and precision, power, and control make all the difference. A moment over 20 years in the making, anchored on loyalty, trust, and support that goes beyond all expectations. A relentless pursuit of perfection. all born from a revolutionary idea to help you rule the water. Power Pole.
Hey folks, pro bass fisherman Mark Lassane here. My garage was completely cluttered with outdoor gear, but then I discovered StoreQuest Self-Storage. Now, check out my space. It's like my own personal oasis. All my fishing rods, my gear, have a home away from home. With everything neatly organized, I can spend more time doing what I love. Thanks to my StoreQuest unit, I've decluttered my life and made room for adventure.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.
All right, welcome in everybody to the Bass Boat Technology BAM Trail Super 60 Super Sunday. That's right, we have gone from 69 anglers. We have taken it down to 10. We are dealing with a little bit of wind. We've been dealing with a little bit of issues up here. We got things going on, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a great day. Thanks for tuning in. We are brought to you by the Chicken Ranch Casino Resort and as always, Tackle Warehouse. We are here at Lake Don Pedro, and we're going to go ahead and start weighing some fish in just a little bit of time. But right now, we're just dealing with wind issues right now. Everything's kind of going on. We've got some power issues over here going on with the wind. The mats are blowing around. It's a little bit windy out here, but hey, you know, it's all working out. We got Mark Lassane over here running around. We got all these different things. Power was out to this. Power's out to that. Wind is coming up, but hey, we've got it all under control, and by the time these guys start weighing some fish, we'll be ready to go. Right now, as we look out here, you know, you talk about the wind, and we have been looking out there how the fishing went. What it kind of did was it turned off a little bit of the bed fishing, right? I mean, that's just, they're not going to have the same ability to see those fish and work those fish, but if they know they're there, if they saw them yesterday, they can go out there, cast to them, work them, and try to get them going. Mark, how's everything working over there? We got it going now? I don't know. He didn't answer.
Yeah.
She shook his head this way, though. So
Yeah. We got it.
All right, man. There's always little issues here when we go. You know, it's one of those things. Mark, the guys were out there today. Wind has come up. Storm kind of blowing in. We went up to, 22 mile per hour winds. 25 was what we were looking for a little bit earlier to kind of, you know, people wonder, like, oh, how do you don't cancel something like that? Well, first thing this morning, it wasn't blowing that hard, right? That's first of all. And it kind of came up, and now it's in the middle of the day, and and there's 10 boats out there. They all have observers with them, so that's one of the issues. But out there right now, it was bed fishing. It was moving around. Now it's wind. I mean, the first couple days it was overcast, and then it was sunny. Then it was overcast. Then it was sunny. Then it was a little bit of wind. Now we're just dealing with pretty much straight-on wind, clear blue skies, high pressure back in place. These guys you talked about yesterday, reaction bait. I have a feeling that reaction bait's going to have to make a major play in this game now, because with a top 10 out there, these guys have got one thing on their mind: $50,000. And Mark, today we're going to give that away, but they've got to go out there right now, because one of the two things that happened yesterday was keeper count, you could get in. Weight, you could get in. Keeper count's gone today. Weight, all back to zero. These guys are fishing for the best 5 they can get. What's going to go on that scale today and what they're going to be bringing in, that's what's going to get them that $50,000 check. Now, all 10 of them are getting trophies. All 10 of them are getting checks. So that's always a good thing. But one of them's going home really happy.
With a big check.
With a big check. All right, Mark, let's talk about what's going on out there. I know you were out on the water. You did a little bit of, film work out there today. Is the bed bite just completely over, or are they just going to have to, if they know there's bedfish, they're casting to them? What is it they're going to have to do now?
So, I went out, this morning. The first guy was on, Sean Menderman. I was with him for a couple hours.
Okay.
So, Sean, yesterday afternoon, high sun, the wind kind of laid down. He went and marked a bunch of bedfish.
Okay.
Right. He marked where he saw the fish, But he quit fishing about noon because he knew he was going to make it. He already had at the end of the day, he had a 14-pound lead. So he knew he was going to make it, no problem at all.
Right.
So he went practicing in the afternoon, found some bedfish, so he could go out and catch those again. So this morning, he threw a little bit of reaction bait, and and they weren't biting for him that way. So he went and he started going after his bedfish, and I was with him. He caught 2. I won't tell you how big, but he caught 2 when I was with him. Then I left, and we came back here, and then I went out, and I found Dylan Maxim. He already had a pretty good limit when I found him, and he caught like 3 or 4 for me. A couple other guys, we saw him catch him. Ty, I can't say it. Tyler Madden, he caught a few. We saw a few guys catching them. And I think, I was talking to Dylan, and he caught him really good on a jerkbait early.
All right.
And I'm thinking maybe if some of those guys threw reaction early, they might have done all right. And then when this happened, the wind helps. The wind helps. If it slicked off calm, it would be really, really tough. So the wind helps, but, it did clear up. So I'm going to say, the bite probably got tougher this afternoon rather than getting better like it has been over the last few days.
Well, let me ask you this. Everybody's sitting at home to watch this thing. Everybody's sitting here in the crowds. If you were out here on Friday, you watch Sean walk in, and he drops a darn near 13-pound fish on the boat, right? 12.92, I think that was his fish. Big fish. And that means those fish are moving up. They're getting ready to spawn. That is a fish that probably was going to spawn and probably will still spawn here soon. But now you've got the wind. Now, if me thinking about that means that there's a lot of big fish that are still in this water, for one thing. 2, there's a lot of big fish out there that are ready to eat because they're going to spawn. When they back off like this and you have a day where it's just wind, it's blowing, high pressure comes in, does that turn those big fish on? And what do you think the odds of seeing maybe not something quite that big, but, Adam Deacon, he dropped a 10-pounder on 3 weeks ago. There's some big fish coming out of this body of water. There are some guys that can 100%. Now, Adam's not out there today. He's sitting, over here somewhere. But there are some really, really good anglers out there that can catch some big fish, man.
I'm going to predict there's maybe some 4 or 5 pounders. I
don't
think there's going to be any giants. If a guy caught a giant, I'm going to say he probably was way offshore scoping. I'm going to say those big ones, the really big ones that were getting ready to spawn, are all wigged out. They got everything coming on. It's kind of like a tornado running through your house. You're like, I'm going to go down. I'm going to Yosemite. I'm going to Hollywood. Somewhere else. I'm out of here. And I'm going to say that's those really big ones.
Right.
They're way out offshore. Can you get them to bite? Sure. If you run something ahead of them, bass are kind of like cats. They react. So when you run something past them and it's something that they would normally eat, they would turn on it and bite it.
Yeah.
They don't have any paws. They don't have any hands. The only way they have to react is with their mouth.
Right.
So, you run a little swim bait or something by them, and they probably would just turn out of a natural reaction and bite it. So the guy that went offshore out there, maybe over 100 foot of water.
Wow.
8 foot deep, over 100 foot of water. That fish just hanging out there, waiting for everything to calm down. Waiting for the tornado to leave his house, and now then he's going to go back home and hook up with a boyfriend and go spawn.
Okay. So there's a chance out there that we could see some big fish today. And again, you said some 4, 5, 6, 7 pounders might come in. They're there. We saw a few yesterday. We saw some 5 pounder. I think we saw 2 or 3 5 pounders, 2 or 3, 4 pounders.
Jake had 3. My dark horse had 3.
He had 3.
He had 3 5 pounders. So if he has a couple 5 pounders today, he might be hard to beat.
It might be. That's kind of the nice part about this whole thing is they made it. They qualified. They're here in the top 10. And they're all even right now. They are 0. Nobody's leading. The way we're going to do this, though, is if you've been watching our show and the way we do it, this is the Super 60. Sean Minderman's going to come up here, and he's going to sit in our hot seat, wherever it went. He's going to sit in our hot seat, and he's 100% going to wait until the first guy things, and he's going to go to the back, and he will be the last angler to weigh in.
Right.
We will crown a champion right here. Sean and whoever's standing up here will be the guy that he has to beat. Everybody else will have gone through. Mark, it should be very, very exciting to see how this goes. I think there's going to be some good weights right there. There are some really, really good anglers when I look to my right. There's only 3 of them standing there now. We got 10 of them to go, so 7 more coming up. But there's some good
can't wait,
anglers.
man. These guys are good. It's so fun to watch these guys because they come up with stuff that, I mean, I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
And these guys, especially the young guys, go, oh, yeah, I'm throwing this little free rig with this little bluegill bait. And I'm like, huh. And then Minderman's showing me stuff. He goes, oh, yeah, this is the tricks we use up in the Pacific Northwest. Yep. I'm like, Minderman's a really good fisherman. I mean, not taking anything away from any of these guys. They're all really good. They got to be good to get here into the Super 60 and then to get up to the top 10. That's
to make the top 10 in the Super 60. That's a heck of an advantage, And I think every guy that I talked to yesterday that talked about that, it's like, hey, we're here in the Super 60. You made it. You've gotten here. Now you're going to be in the top 10. I mean, you have absolutely 100% on the West Coast have accomplished a major, major feat in your career.
Yep, and something new, different. We're never done here on the West Coast, so Bam, we're just trying to bring something new, different, build bass fishing on the West Coast, and let's get more people out there fishing. Let's get the kids out. We have a high school and a college program. We have kayaks. We got a lot of cool stuff. We got a big stage. I mean, our job is to help promote these guys, help 100%. Them get sponsors, help promote companies in the industry, sell some boats, sell some tackle. Let's build bass fishing and make it great.
Oh, yeah, all of our sponsors behind us. I mean, we've got some great sponsors back here at Dakota Lithium and Basscat, of course, who's going to be giving away a boat at the championship. What are they doing for the Pro-Am? Let's talk about what Basscat's doing for the Pro-Am.
They're giving away a boat at the Pro-Am, too.
What is your Pro-Am championship? What is the biggest feature that you tell me about this all the time, and it's like, what is it that makes it so special about it?
Well, our Pro-Am championship, we're bringing back something that hasn't been around for years and years. 10, 15 years. No entry Pro-Am championship where every angler gets a check.
So every angler gets a check.
And
what is the top co and what does the top pro get?
The top co, we'll got to figure that out as we go through the year. But, but the top pro gets a brand new Basscat with a Mercury outboard on it.
I mean, you can't look at that and go, wow, I don't want to fish for that. I think every one of the guys out here, if you're a Pro-Am angler and you're going to come out here and you're going to fish, you want a brand new boat on the line, right? You want no entry fee championships. That's something that you haven't seen on the West Coast in, like you said, 10 or 15 years. It's back. It's here. Mark, the Band Trail's putting it on.
Yep.
Now you've got the Super 60. There's a place these guys can call home on the West Coast where they can make a really, really nice living. I'm not saying that $50,000 pays all your bills all year long, but I'll bet it goes a long way to pay a few of them, right?
Pay a lot of my bills for sure.
Absolutely, and I mean, they're starting
I want to give a shout out to StoreQuest. You guys that live up here, StoreQuest is just a really great partner, and they have a giant StoreQuest facility.
They do.
Over by Lake Tulloch, right across the street from Tulloch. I drive by it, every time I come up here. I'm like, wow, big old giant facility. I think they do boats and RVs there, but StoreQuest is just, super clean, squared away place, so nice and neat. I have a storage unit myself with has a lot of fishing stuff in there, a lot of the Bam Trail stuff. So they're really a great sponsor. We really appreciate them. Bridgeford Foods came on this year as our trophy sponsor. So they stepped up. They're helping us out with trophies. So that's a big deal. Chicken Ranch Casino Resort. I mean, if you guys haven't been to Chicken Ranch, man, that place is amazing.
You're out of your clucking mind, right? You should definitely be out there. It is one of those ones that I've been out there for last couple weeks. We've been out there 3 weeks ago. We were there. Today we've been there. It is absolutely beautiful. I think the one thing I love about it the most inviting part of it for me, no smoking. You can walk in there, enjoy being in there, whether you're having a nice dinner, you're not breathing in all this stuff. It is absolutely a great place. The rooms are clean, nice, everything else. Some of our other great sponsors, like you said, Bridgeford out here. We've got Dakota Lithium batteries. We've got one of the ones that I really enjoy is the way we've been treated right here at Don Pedro and the recreation agency out here. They've given us shirts. They absolutely love that we're here. They're open. They're allowing us to have a tournament on their lake. I mean, you can see everybody we have back here. I mean, all the way down, we got Top This. We've got, some Fisherman's Warehouse, who right there gives us our live release boats. They do a wonderful job of doing that. Fisherman's Warehouse has always been behind this trail, and they do a great job. Sticky Graphics, who wraps all of your gear. They wrap your boats. They even do it in that color that you love so much.
Ken Ma come up here. I know he had a little rough tournament. If you're watching, Ken, I'm sorry. But he said it best. He said, when you guys are out there looking for something, if you're looking for a ram, go talk to Ken. Hit him up on social media.
Right.
You're looking for a Ford, come talk to me. Ford Fairfield's a great partner. All of these guys that are supporting us are supporting the industry. So that's a big help. So when you guys support those people,
right,
it helps them support us, helps support bass fishing. It just makes everything go around. All these companies are been amazing. Fisherman's Warehouse, Tackle Warehouse, great sponsor. Fisherman's Warehouse helps us with the release boat, and they helped us get the cooler. We have a state-of-the-art fish care system. So no other tournament circuit, I'm going to tell you, in the world has this system because we built it. We designed it. We built it. We circulate the water from one tank to the next, and we introduce the water into the atmosphere, which helps reduce ammonia, which helps these fish survive better, right? Better survival rate. They're back in the lake at a healthy rate. And we also, this little black box in the front, that's a water cooler. So we are cooling the water for this. And if we notice the water gets a little bit too warm, we'll put ice in there also. But we have a water cooler in there to keep this, and we circulate the water. I'm going to tell you, and we also aerate it. I'll tell you, no other tournament circuit in the world does that.
And what that means, Don Pedro, for the most part, for any of you to just sit out here right now going, cool. What that really means is that we take care of your fish. We 100% come out here, we catch them, but we take care of them. When they come up here, go across this stage, they go right back into our live release boat. They're not out of the water that long. We keep their stress down as low as we can, and they go back out in that water out there for you to come out and enjoy your fish again. Thank you for letting us come out here, and thank you for letting us have the tournament up here for sure. This is a great, beautiful place to be. I mean, look around and you can see just how beautiful Don Pedro is. The whole area around us, this is a great place to be. Mark?
I wish I was fishing and not up here. I mean, I love being up here, but man, watching all these guys out here fish,
I feel like you're just lying to everybody right now. You'd just rather be out there fishing. Oh, I love being out here. You do not. You want to be out there.
But I'd like to be out there fishing. Yeah.
It's a great time to fish right now. Absolutely. It's that time of year. I mean, we have April off this year. I don't know how that worked out in the schedule, but we have April off this year. But our next stop for the Super 60, Lake Mojave, man. That's going to be a great event down there. I've talked to a lot of the anglers, and they have all said that could be a really fun one just down there as well. But we're right here right now. It is what? 3:19. We've got a few anglers over there. We only have 10. Are we waiting for all of them to come up there? Or should we tell that guy in the back to go to commercial and then come back and weigh fish?
We're waiting for Sean to get up there. So
we got to wait for Sean Minderman because he's supposed to be up here first. Yeah, well, Ish did that. I think it's kind of a thing. I don't like it as much. These guys are fashionably late up there. He's on his way back east himself right now, but Sean is here, and he's going to be in our hot seat up there, so we're going to interview him a little bit. But what do you think? We got anything else to say? Who do you get? Are you going to predict anybody today? I mean, you probably should. You should at least give us, who do you think? I mean, there's some great anglers over there. I mean, we got Zach Thompson stuck around and decided he wanted to fish, so he's up here today. He's going to be coming up here.
Zach can catch him,
Yeah.
Brian Thrift,
Who do you think? Let's pick one of them and say it's all on your shoulders. You have to make Mark right. You did it last time.
I see one guy with 2 bags out there. And what did I say about catching a big one?
It wouldn't happen. You said there's no big one left in this lake.
If you're going to catch a big one, it's going to be out offshore.
Yeah, it's going to be out offshore.
So the guy that is an offshore
angler?
Live scope fisherman.
He's got 2 bags.
He's got 2 bags.
So. All right, everybody.
But I haven't seen Arbuckle come up here, so he was. There's Minderman.
There's Minderman.
So we're waiting for Arbuckle still. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, we got just a couple more anglers. We got, what have we got? 2, 4. There's 8 or 9 of them up there. I know the wind is so bad up here today, or it's blowing so good, it's blowing our mats around on the ground up here. Pretty interesting right there. So please, by the way, guys, be careful when you do walk up. These things are moving on us. What do you think? You ready to go to commercial? Ready to pay some bills?
There's Greg. I think we're just missing one more guy out there, and then we can go to commercials. But
You're going to wait one more guy.
I want to make sure everybody's here,
okay.
So we're not, I don't know. Thomas could probably go in there and do some commercials. You guys want to see some commercials? We need to pay some bills.
We got to pay some bills. We got a few things to do. We've got, a few guys out there, but they're almost all here. I know Arbuckle's right over there, so his wife won't let him go too far. He'll be up here in a second. But, yeah, you know what? Let's do that, and when we come back, we'll start weighing some fish. Everybody at home, thanks for tuning in right there. All of you out here, thank you for coming out and supporting us. We really do appreciate that. But we're going to have Thomas take us to commercial, and when we come back, we'll start weighing some fish, and we'll crown a champion right here at beautiful Lake Don Pedro at the Super 60 Super Sunday.
Bass Angler Magazine brings you more. If you want to learn the latest techniques, win your next bass tournament, or simply catch more bass, then Bass Angler Magazine is for you. From California to Florida, finesse to frogging, Bass Angler Magazine is jam-packed with how-to information from the world's best pros. Published every season, Bass Angler Magazine is crammed with fresh new articles designed to help anglers of all levels learn more and catch more bass. Sign up at bassanglermag.com today. Bass Angler is also available at Tackle Warehouse, Bass Pro, Cabela's, or for your mobile device at the Apple newsstand.
The newest addition to the Basscat STS family is here. Introducing the Caracal STS, showcasing aggressive styling, paired with enhanced performance and a continued dedication to raising the bar. Measuring in at 20 feet 2 inches with an ultra-wide 96-inch beam and rated for a 250 to 300 horsepower engine, the Caracal STS boasts agility and speed and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Basscat Boats. Feel the rush.
Randall and I want to talk to you real quick about choosing the right electronics mount for your bass boat.
And we know the quality and effort that Van Foster has put into this company.
So what you get is a custom fitted mount, not some mass produced universal mount for every bass boat out there.
Seat pedestal plugs, tool holders, steering wheel spacers, and battery trays are all made with the same attention to detail that Bass Boat Technologies is known for. Check them out at bassboattech.com. You'll be glad you did.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Bass Boat Technology BAM Trail Super 60, and it's Super Sunday. That's right. We're going to have these guys come up here in just a second. We're brought to you by the beautiful Chicken Ranch Casino and Resort, and as always, Tackle Warehouse. Our first angler. Now, these guys have been out there, and right now, everybody's got 0. So he's not technically leading right now, but he was leading to get in here on the weight side. Sean Minderman, come on up on the stage here, and let's do a little talking about how you got here. We'll talk to some of your sponsors, give some love to everybody out there, because you're going to have a seat over there. We'll see who can knock you off. Now, my guess is that the first person is going to do it because you don't have any weight, and he's going to have some. So let's talk a little bit about how you did it out there, what you were doing, and, everybody kind of wants to know what you caught that great big fish on, and don't say a piece of cheese.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I had a great week out here. It was amazing. This is my first time here to Lake Don Pedro. I left Sacramento and came up through San Andreas and Angels Camp. Just beautiful country. It's amazing, beautiful up here. Staying at the Chicken Ranch Resort, what a great facility, excellent staff, beautiful place. Out on the lake, like I said, it was my first day. The first day of this tournament was my first day ever here, and about 9:30, I was going in this bay, came across this little rock pile, and saw this big giant fish swim off, and I'm like, that's not a carp, you know, it looked like a bass. And so 15 minutes later, I came back there, threw some casts up there, you know, went back by it, realized I wasn't casting to the right spot, but there it was again, swam off that rock pile. And so I went fishing, found a little drop shot bait. It's a Japanese bait. I picked it up at Three Rivers Tackle on my way down here. Just a little minnow looking bait, and they were biting it. I caught several nice fish, and I thought, it was like 2 o'clock, I thought, I need to go back there and try to, you know, see if I can catch that big one. There was another fish right by it too that was on a bed. So I went back in there, and 6-pound line, I'm bombing these long casts. I had it kind of lined up on the bank, and all of a sudden I got a tick and set the hook, and my drag just started going zzz out into the lake, and I thought, oh my gosh, I hooked that fish. And it went over by a point. There was a guy fishing. This is down in Rogers Bay. He was fishing on the point. It went kind of over by him and completely jumped out of the water. It was amazing to see a fish like that jump out of the water, and he was screaming and hollering. And then it went, just subbed. It just took drag and went deep, and it jumped again. And I just thought, you know, I just hope I get it. And then all of a sudden it swam into my hand, and when I lifted it out of the water, I knew that was the biggest fish I've ever caught. So amazing, amazing day, and amazing week here on Don Pedro.
All right, man. You know, you've got a few sponsors up here. Every one of these anglers over here right now has a shirt full of sponsors. They get here because somebody's supporting you. Somebody's giving you some help. Why don't you give them some thanks? And, of course, you also have people at home that are giving you plenty of support.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Natasha. She's just been a great support. Running my Instagram page, helping with the social media, just really been helpful. And just, you know, allowing me to do this, you know, give my love out to her, my kids, Kaylee and Cade. I'd really like to thank Shannon at Three Rivers Tackle. He's been a big supporter for me. He's got an amazing store. I actually approached him just because I like his store so much. They do a great job online too. They have a really good online, you know, whatever you call that, an online store. But he's got a lot of baits that you can't get anywhere else. A lot of unique stuff. A lot of the big fish that are getting caught down here in California right now, those baits are coming from his store. He's got a lot of special swim baits and stuff like that. You know, check it out. It's quite a tackle store there. You know, I'd also like to thank Ranger, Mercury, G. Loomis rods. They've been in there for a long time. Excellent products. Power pole. I have the Move trolling motor. It's amazing. It's incredible. Super fast, quiet. The spot lock's great on it. Really a good product. The people at Power Pole are excellent to work with. If you have a problem, you give them a call. They'll send you the parts, whatever you need, with like instructions and instruction videos and most of the stuff. You know, I broke my skag on the trolling motor, and they sent me a new skag right away and a prop. Just amazing people to work with. The power poles too, really a good product.
In this kind of wind out there, did they come into any advantage at all? And, you know, how did you see all these fish?
Yeah, you know, the first 2 days I just went along slow and used my eyes. I watched my live scope a little bit, but I looked. And they were up in that 7 to 12 foot area. They're starting to, some of them are making beds. A lot of them are just sitting on the back of a boulder, but they were definitely up. And you know, that's how I caught all my fish the first 2 days. I went around and looked. I had a lot of time yesterday to just go look more, and I found a whole bunch more. When you get weather like this, that changes a lot. It's a lot harder to see. You kind of have to go off of, you know, where you saw the fish. It was a lot more challenging in the weather conditions we had today.
All right, Sean. There's a few anglers over here that would like to knock you out of that hot seat, and one of them's going to do it right off the bat. But for right now, you can have a seat right over there, and we'll see. He will be the last angler to weigh in today. He will be the decider of who's a champion and who's going home. But our first angler, I'm looking at him right now. I love bringing this guy up here. Out of Alameda, California, let's give it up for the mayor of Frank's Track, Mr. Zach Thompson. All right, Zach. Now, yesterday there was this whole, up-down kind of thing. Are you in? Are you not in? You need no weight at all. You need one fish in there to knock him out and take over that hot seat. You're going to come in here and do it with a 9.40. You're going to take the hot seat. We'll take that fish. Hold him up real quick. Let's show some of these bass off. Give it up for him, guy, everybody. Let's get loud. We got a camera here I got to fill with noise. All right, Zach, let's talk about it just a couple seconds, man. Give some love to everybody at home. I know you've got a great support system at home, man.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to my wife, Cassandra, my kids, Charlotte and Sawyer, my parents who watch, all my friends. St. Croix and Seven do a lot for me. Seven is a new reel company that came out. It's kind of partnered with St. Croix. They make really good rods, really good casting and spinning reels. The St. Croix rods are amazing. P-line, I use the Spinex braid and the fluorocarbon. Hasn't failed me this week. What else? Costa and DCR Prop Shop, and I'm probably forgetting somebody, but no, it's been a great week. Yesterday and the first day I did really well. I was just shaking a minnow. I caught all my fish on a minnow and just scoping. And today with this wind, it was just really, really tough. The fish were still there. I just couldn't present the bait right, and I stuck with it because there were a lot of big fish around. Yesterday I had 17 pounds, all like that, and so I just stuck with it today, and it just didn't work out. But I'm fishing against some of the greatest guys. These guys, the cool thing about this circuit is we're all competitors, but everybody's out to help each other out too. We're not all cutthroat. It's a really good group of guys. I want to thank Mark. I want to thank you, Ed. I want to thank Bray. If you guys want a new circuit to fish, come fish the Pro-Ams. The BAM Pro-Ams are an amazing stepping stone, and you can be up here. There's guys here that are in college, young guys. It gives you a platform. And look at this crowd. I mean, Don Pedro is an amazing place. Thank you guys for having us. Chicken Ranch was an awesome place to visit. And, yeah, thanks for everything.
All right, Zach, before you take that hot seat real quick, dude, it's a good thing and a bad thing because, you get to sit over there every once in a while, but you make a lot of these right here. You get to come up here, started all the way back when we first started this thing down in the desert down there. You got to come up, you got to take over the hot seat. How does it kind of feel? You come up, and I know that you didn't want that zero on that scale on there, as far as it sucks to kind of cut everything down, but at the same time, it is a competitive, and that's the way this thing runs. What is it that you feel when you come up and it's like, yeah, I'm going to take the hot seat. I got 940. But there's a few anglers back there that probably aren't going to let you get away with that.
Well, just making the top 10 is a huge accomplishment against anybody, particularly these guys. So just being able to fish the final day is a huge win. And then you start from zero. So it's everybody's ball game at that point, and I really felt like I had a good shot. It just didn't work out today. So it's going to work out for somebody in that line. And I think this format is so much fun. You can qualify through keeper count. You can qualify through weight. It's a totally new format that is really exciting. It gives you a chance. You could blank the first day and still make one of these top 10s. But, yeah, today wasn't my day. I fished well. I lost one fish, but it wouldn't have made a difference. But, yeah, I love making the top 10s. I'm just waiting for that time when I finish on the top.
Absolutely, man. No matter what, you're getting a nice plaque and you're getting a nice check, man. That's got to be a good thing right there. Shake Sean's hand. Take his seat right there. Sean can go to the back of the line. Don't forget your tag. And I'll look over here to my right, and we'll call up another angler. Everybody, get ready, because out of Brentwood, California, we're going to bring up Mr. Tyler Madden. Tyler, come on up here, man. All right, dude. Now, this guy has said all weekend long, you know what I'm going to do? Go fishing. That's all he was going to do. I'm just going to go fishing. You went out there and went fishing. You're going to need 9.42. Nope, 9.41. 9.41 on that scale. You've got 5 fish. Everybody give it up for 16-18. He's going to take over that hot seat. That is a really nice weight right there. All right, 16-18's a good bag of fish. And here's a couple of great ones from Don Pedro. Wow, you guys are growing them nice up here, that's for sure. We've seen some big ones that come across the stage. All right, Tyler, let's talk a little bit about it now. You said, I'm just going to go out fishing. Was that pretty much your whole thing today? Was just, I don't have anything going. I'm just going to go back out there and go fishing.
Yeah, I came into this, honestly, no idea what to expect. I flew out from Alabama because I go to school at Auburn Wednesday. So I just came out here. I was like, I'm just going to go fish, and ran across a couple of areas that had some fish. But those ones were blown out bad today. So we just went fishing. Found some new stuff, and I mean, we didn't get a big bite like we had the first day, but it was still a good day overall.
All right, you want to give some love to everybody that supports you and give them up here, man. Talk about it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I want to thank my parents. None of this would be possible without them helping me travel and get back here and everything from college. My girlfriend watching back at Auburn. All my buddies at Auburn, they all been cheering me on and watching, texting me and everything. So then I want to thank Boat Pros and Tanner, in Brentwood, and then yeah, just everyone, Mercury, Phoenix, everyone that supports me.
All right, man, thank you very much. Right there is a gentleman that you shake his hand and take that seat from him. Zach Thompson's day is done, but he did a great job. Right now he's sitting in second place. There's a few more anglers over here as I look to my right that would like to take that seat away right there from Mr. Tyler Madden. So out of Woodland, Washington, he came all the way down here. Let's give it up for Cameron Black. Cameron, welcome back up, man. It is Super 60 Sunday. Dude, you made it all the way up here. It's 10. You're down to the 10. Here we go. You need 17-19. You're not going to quite have it. You need 10 more. Do you want to go back out for a minute? 775, everybody. Hold up a couple of fish right there. We'll get some pictures. All right, good job, man. It's a tough day out there. Everybody's been saying it. All right, Cameron, let's give some love to everybody back home that supports you. Let's talk about what you did out there this week and what you kind of did.
Yeah, so got in here on the keeper count. You know, this format kind of lends well to guys that are traveling out of town and never seen the lake. So kind of rode that horse and got out there today, and the conditions didn't allow me to kind of see, and spent a lot of time kind of gambling and hunting and just trying to find some of these big ones that I think you're going to see in this line here pretty soon. You guys got a bunch of sticks up here, and it's pretty incredible to see. I got to witness one of them get caught, and it was quite a moment. So it's going to be real exciting to see how it goes, and I can't wait for the next one. I want to thank, Chicken Ranch, of course. Definitely going to bring the wife next time, like you keep mentioning. But I also want to thank my wife, my friends at Akuma Fishing, my Addicted Fishing family, and of course my boys at Fish USA, because making it out here so we can do it again.
All right, Cameron, thank you very much for coming up and fishing with us. We will see you at Mojave. That's right. All right, man. He doesn't quite get to take over the hot seat. Now, that means that, Tyler, I get to tell you, you dodged one. Let's see what the next one actually brings up here. This gentleman comes up here. He's going to need 16-19. He's out of Roseville, California. Let's give it up for Bryant Smith. Come on up here, Bryant. We don't get to weigh him, man. I know you're anything he can do for an advantage, he wants to weigh it out. All right, Bryant. You need 16-19 right now. We're going to put that in there. 16-19 is what we're looking for. Put a heck of a move on it. 15-05, just a little shy, though. He's going to hold up a couple of these Don Pedro bass. Maybe. There we go. A kid in one arm and a bass in the other. That's America right there. All right, man, let's talk about this a little bit. Talk about some of your sponsors. And introduce this great angler you got with you.
That's Jensen right there. Say hi. Oh, you're going to be shy.
Or not.
Yeah, no, I had a great week. This is a super cool format. I absolutely love the no practice, just show up, go fishing, and that's kind of what I did. I wish I could say the wind hurt me, but I just didn't make the right adjustments today to get that bigger bite. But I had a lot of fun out there. Don Pedro's fishing, absolutely amazing. My fingers are all tore up from catching all those fish. Yeah, stayed at the Chicken Ranch. That place is amazing. If you guys want to have a vacation, I think I'm going to take my wife there after this. It was so much fun. But, a couple people I want to thank. Obviously, my family, my wife, my mom came out. My dogs are here. They're the ones that keep barking. Greater Bay Protective Service, Smith & Sons Construction, and Fisherman's Warehouse. I have 2 boats now because I still fish on the Elite Series, and I had to divvy up all my tackle before I got to start the season this year. So having that Fisherman's Warehouse in Rockland, I think I visited it 4 times before this tournament. I just kept finding stuff that I didn't have, but appreciate them, appreciate everybody who supports me, and thank you everybody for coming out. This is an awesome crowd.
All right. Bryant, unfortunately, Tyler's going to take that and keep that seat. So as you walk by, give that man a handshake. Congratulations, Tyler. That is 2. All right, man. But there's some really good anglers coming up. This next angler, he's going to need 16-19 out of Pasco, Washington. Mr. Ty he's telling me as he comes up. How do you get that out of that? Montalero? Manarola. There's no L on the screen. Oh, there's an L now. They took the L out last time. I kept seeing it. All right, you need 16-19. That's his weight? 18.08 is what he did. He's taking that hot seat. He's going to hold up a couple fish right there. Like we said, there's some good anglers out there, and there's one of your truly big Don Pedro bass. He wants to weigh it out real quick just to see what it weighs. Everybody, what do you think? 2 pounds? 3 pounds? Come on. Who says 8? You're really close right there. 647. That's a great big Don Pedro bass right there, man. You got some pictures of him already? We got everything going. Now, you're going to take that hot seat, but before you do, we're going to let you give some love to everybody back at home who supports you, who brings you up here, your sponsors, and tell us how you just caught some of those big fish.
First of all, just want to thank the man above for keeping me safe this week and blessing me so much in my life. Dad, I know you're watching. I caught that big fish on the Dave Manarola special is what I call it, with about 45 minutes left to go, which is a white spinnerbait. It's the first bait I ever caught a bass on. My dad used to take me out in a little John boat when I was young. And he said, if they ain't biting a white spinnerbait, they ain't biting anything, just go home. And he calls me before every tournament, and he says, if you want to win, just throw a white spinnerbait. It worked out. And I got it all on camera, so it'll be coming out on YouTube here pretty quick. And I'm sure I'll give the footage to Bam, and it'll be on the TV show and stuff. But my sponsors, my beautiful girlfriend, we just had our daughter a few days ago on March 4th. So that's going to be my good luck charm. Her family, my family, Bass Boat Wired, caught all of my fish except for that one on scope this week. They're set up, their electronics, they got everything you can imagine for a bass boat besides the boat and the motor, and they also do rigging. I get my boat rigged there. He is a freaking wizard. Aaron Tower, the owner, he is the best boat rigger in the country. I will put my name behind that, and go to their website if you want anything bass boat accessories, mounts, graphs, you name it, they got it. Wiring harnesses. You call rods. I caught that fish on a 713 Eclipse. They just came out at the Classic. For the money, they are the best rods on the market. I'll put my name behind those as well. Clear Lake Outdoors, Dave over there at Clear Lake. That's an amazing place. When you guys are down there for the One Bass Open and everything, stop by there, get your tackle dialed up. Honk Stomper Guide Service is a local goose guide service out in eastern Washington, Moses Lake area. He's my tournament partner back home. He's an awesome dude, Austin Sandman. If you're ever looking to get on a crazy goose hunt in eastern Washington, make sure you hit him up. And I'm stoked. I really hope that nobody busted him, because this would be life-changing.
All right, man. Now, let me ask you this one question. That was a 647 bass. How big was the baby? Was it close?
She was an 8-pounder, 8 even.
Holy moly, you could have brought that one in. All right, man. Shake that man's hand and take that seat away from him. Tyler said there were some big fish coming in, and that right there, that was a beauty. Our next angler, all the way coming up from Arizona, Sun City, Arizona to be exact, Dylan Maxson. Come on up here, Dylan. Look at that. Everybody's bringing their Lucky Charms with them. All right, we stand right. It says stand right there. You look at that. Gotta weigh it. Gotta carry it. We need 1809. He keeps his seat. 1450 though. Great weight. Let's hold up one of those fish right there. Let's get a picture. All right. Beautiful job, man. Smile. Mark Lassane is going to make you famous. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about it. Tell us who your wonderful little Lucky Charm is here and, how'd you get it out there?
Well, first of all, this is Miss Lakeland, and I got Averly in the crowd over here, my little boy Bodie, and my wife Courtney here. Really glad they're here. Today was fun. It was started off amazing. I was catching them like crazy. My marshal was like, "Man, you're a hot shot," and then it got slow. My bites started depleting. Hit a couple spots, but I kind of, it was windy. It was hard to go explore too much today, and I had a lot of fish where I was fishing, so I just kind of stuck it out. Happy with what I have.
All right, well, give some love to the people who support you. I saw the family right there, that came all the way up from Arizona with you. So, but there's plenty of sponsors right here on this jersey of yours. So give them a little love.
Number one would be Kevin Finley with Signature Gates. He's been helping me a long time. Without him, wouldn't be here. RJ with Suzuki Law Offices. I know he helps a couple guys here. He's huge. He helps the fishing community huge, just like Kevin. Without them, I would not be here. I got number one is my wife. She does more than most, and she totes these kids around to all these events, keeps them included. iRod, I caught all my fish on iRods today, between the jerkbait rod and spinning rods. And then Kevin McDonald with what does he even have? D&J Vending. I'm sorry. And those are the three main supporters right there for sure.
All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what. We're always looking for some lady anglers to come up there and be at those tanks. And if you're going to start raising them up and bringing them with you, you're going to do it right, man.
Got the right name for it.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Shake that man's hand on the way by. Because Ty Manarola did not quite give up that hot seat. He's still sitting there with 1808. That means that our next angler is going to need 1809 to take that seat. He's out of Bakersfield, California. Everybody give it up for Randy Maccabee. Come on up here, Randy. All right, man. 1809 is what we're looking for on that scale. 5 fish to go 1809. Everybody, good move. 1292. Gonna be a little shy. He dodges his second bullet over there. Grab a couple fish. Let's show them off to the crowd. Everybody watching there in YouTube world. Here's some good fish right there. All right, Randy. It was a little tough out there for you. It was a little bit more. I know you wanted that hot seat for just a minute, if nothing else. But hey, you did a good job out there. Tell us a little bit about it and give some love to the people at home.
Yeah, I went for it today. When the wind blows like that, I'm from Lake Isabella area.
Oh, okay.
And April, the wind blows like this about 95% of the time. You put your boat on a color line or a mud line and you throw a big swim bait, and that's you flat out catch them. These fish, I don't know what their attitude is. I threw that 7 to 8 inch bait all day long. I actually caught like 12 fish on it. But that's all I could muster up. I got one good bite, and I seen a couple good ones come up and roll on it. They just would not eat it.
All right, you want to give some love to the people to get you up on this stage because you don't do it all by yourself.
Yeah, Triton boats, Stealth Sticks rods. When the wind blows like this, you get that big loop in your line. All Stealth Stick rods have carbon fiber handles. Ultra sensitive. So even with that big loop, that little tick, you feel it all the way in your hand. You're bit. So without that sensitivity, it's hard to catch fish out here. P-line and my wife at home that's probably watching and might be giving me the middle finger right now.
That's all right. She's doing it from the couch at home. All right, Randy. On your way by, shake that man's hand because he gets to keep that seat for just a little bit longer. Great job out there all week long. Remember, Randy, you were on the Super 60 stage in the top 10, man. All right. I look down. Woo. I see some big names still, dude. You're doing good over there? You're fine? You're not worried about anything? You got this? All right, well, I'm looking for our next angler, and if I look over there right, I see this guy. He made us wait a little bit of time for him, but that's all right. He's out of Valley Springs, California. Everybody give it up for Jake Arbuckle. All right, Jake, you're going to need 1809. He put a heck of a bag on that scale. You put 1108 on there, man. Just a little shy. Hold up a couple of those fish. Let's get some pictures. Show them off to everybody a little bit. Way to go out and get him a little bit, Jake. I know that you wanted a little bit more. I know that you wanted to take that $50,000 home, and you left it on the table for this man right over here. He's a little younger. Maybe you just, felt bad for him, right?
At the end of the day, he just had a daughter March 4th. We just had our first grandson March 5th. So you know what? If you're walking home with $50K, put it to good use, kid. You're doing a great thing out here. I want to thank everybody for coming out. You guys, this is a pretty cool showing. I got a lot of friends that I haven't seen in a long time. David Fowler. Him and I went to high school together. I don't think I've seen him in 25 years. He said, Jake, you better give me a freaking reason to come up and see you. So I put it together the first 2 days. We absolutely cracked them the first 2 days here. Doing what I absolutely hate. I had a spinning rod 6-pound test, and I scoped every single fish both days off the dam. That wind blew today, and I got the jitters. I live here. You get a 20-mile-an-hour wind and rain on a motherlode lake, and you're going to put a spinnerbait and an A-rig in your hand, and you're going to crack them. Bullshit. Not today. So, hey, I want to thank everybody. Kid, great job. I know there's a couple coming up here. Greg, always a pleasure battling out with you, man. Look forward to it. Thanks, TNT Trucking, Cost Per Mile Tire, HSI Mechanical, KMG Products, Spartan Defense Firearms Training, and Greater Bay. I appreciate all the support. Couldn't do it without you guys. Honey, love you.
Jake, great job out there, man. You made it to the top 10. You're standing on this stage on Championship Sunday, dude. Can't take that away from you ever. All right, man. Ty, that's 3 big bullets, dude. Just sit there and enjoy it for a little while. That's right, everybody. He gets to be over there. But our next angler would like to take that seat. I know he would. And I know you know who this angler is. He's out of Red Bluff, California. Let's give it up for Greg Gutierrez. All right, Greg. Now, Greg, you're going to need 1809. Mark's going, ooh, ooh. Greg's going, no. I'm looking at that weight. 1809 is what he's looking for. If I look right down there, 1872, he takes the hot seat. Ty, you're going to have to make that money a different way, man, because Greg Gutierrez wants it. He's still got a few anglers to go. But, Greg, great job out there, man. Hold up a couple of those fish and show them off. The crowd wants to see what 1872 looks like. Well, at least show them what 2 of them do. Just imagine this times 3. There you go. Plus 3, I should say. All right, Greg. Now, all I want to do is say, don't tell anybody you got them on Frenzy Baits. We don't want to give that out. So, all right, man, how'd you do it out there? And give some love to everybody at home, bud.
First, I want to invite up my observer, Joaquin. Okay, this is a big thing. This is a big thing. This is the first time we've had observers in the boat for the Super Sundays, and this young man was just an absolute pleasure. He kept me straight. He kept me going. He just he was my cheerleader, and I felt great. It was nice to have somebody there to talk to and just shoot the breeze with. Not that there wasn't any breeze out there, but can you let him talk a second?
Absolutely. First of all, step right here. Be right in the middle of that camera. And first of all, give us your full name because Greg only said one part of it.
Well, my name is Joaquin Yone. And
all right, and what'd you do for Greg out there today?
Cheer him up, keep him company. It was solid.
Was it fun at all sitting behind him watching him catch these fish and he wouldn't even give you a rod?
Oh, absolutely. It was just a legend. Like, watch him fish all day. He stuck with me for 6 hours, so it was great. It was a great opportunity.
All right, man. Greg, come back over here now. Good job. Don't worry. He said he'll split the check with you. What? Okay. All right, now, Greg, you put 1872. You're going to take that hot seat right there. I'm looking back here, and there's only one guy right there. Everybody's here except for Sean Minderman. There's one angler to beat. One angler stopping you from taking home $50,000. You can hope that. You can wish that. But you're going to have to sit over there and see what Sean drops on that scale. How'd you do it out there? And let's talk about some of the people that support you.
First of all, I got to start at the top, man. Bass Cat Boats, amazing. I'm loving the fact that they're sponsoring this trail. And again, you guys for bringing this out. Mark, thanks for hanging it out there for us. I mean, you really stuck up for the Western anglers, and I know you'd rather be fishing, but we'd rather you be doing this. Mercury Marine, Power Pole, my Bioenno batteries, Lowrance, golly, let's see it, IT Unlimited, Frenzy Baits, of course, and Gamma Fishing, iRod, and let's see, who else? I said Frenzy Baits. I'm not supposed to say Frenzy Baits at all, but because Frenzy Baits is actually on my shirt, I don't get to say Frenzy Baits that often. But no, great. Everything was an amazing fit for what I was doing. I decided to make the top 10 by going for keepers, and so I started running around light line, gamma line, 6-pound test, and I started running around with that. I was throwing some prototype baits that I had in a dart head, and a Nico rig, a nail, and that's about it. That's what I kind of cycled my baits through, and I was fishing on and around bridge pylons. If I could find fish there and around, I knew fish were coming in and moving in, and I knew I could catch lots of numbers there. So I did. I focused on the numbers, but every once in a while I would catch a big one. And then today I started thinking about it. I had a plan. I was going to go up, catch a quick limit, and then go back into the into moccasin and go throwing a big bait and trying to catch a big fish. And I tied into a good fish. And I thought, well, that's interesting. I had about 9 pounds. I tied into one good fish, and I thought, well, if I catch another one, I might stay around a little bit more. Very next cast, I'm reeling this thing in. The camera boat comes in, catches it just as I'm pulling it out of the water. So it was like, okay, I like this. So I started messing around, and I moved around to another set of pilings and caught another one. And then I broke off a dandy. And it was like, I think I'm pot committed. I took everything in there. I put everything off the side. I strapped everything else down. I had 3 rods I cycled through, and then it was 2 rods, and that was it. Tube with my dart head and a Nico rig, and I just kept catching them one after another. I was culling fish just like that and beaming them, and they were just barely swinging. It was just an epic day, and Joaquin's sitting there, and he's just going, I can't believe this. It was a fun day of fishing, that's for sure.
All right, Greg. You mentioned Frenzy, so you got that in from me. All right, man. Then there was one. So what we're going to do, though, because we're going to crown a champion, instead of having you sit over there, we'll just have you stand over here for a minute, and we'll bring Sean up. But before we bring Sean up, we're going to look out in the crowd, and we're going to say, hold on for just a second, because we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will crown a champion right here on Super 60 Super Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being out here, everybody. We'll be right back.
The news continues.
Right now, news moves fast, unlike anything we've seen before. So we have to be ready.
Ready to get it to you when it happens and with the smart context you need.
Dish customers can stream us live anytime, anywhere. With the Dish Anywhere app and the Fox News app, we're there.
With real news and real honest opinion, and it's all included in your Dish service, so you don't miss a moment.
With the Dish Anywhere app or the Fox News app, you can watch live breaking news anytime, anywhere.
Hey, Northern California bass anglers. Ready to elevate your fishing game? Ford Fairfield partners with Bass Angler Magazine to offer top-notch trucks tailored for your needs. Our simple pricing ensures a fair deal and exceptional service. We live and breathe bass fishing, participating in local tournaments to understand exactly what you need so you never miss a good bite. Visit Ford Fairfield today and let's hit the water together.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is time. This is the Bass Boat Technology Bam Trail Super 60, and we're going to crown a champion in just a couple seconds. I look to my right, and I see Mr. Sean Minderman, who dropped a 13-pound bass on the scale this week. I see Greg Gutierrez right here. He just dropped great weight at 1872. We have no idea what's in that bag right there, but we're going to bring him up really quick. Sean, come on up out of Green Acres, Washington, all the way down. Let's bring some bass up. We're going to set them down in that tank right there. He wants you to hold up a couple. Wait, don't put him on there. Now, you said you wanted him to hold up a couple. You want him to hold up a couple? Hold up a couple bass. He is going to need 1873 to take home that championship. No matter what, he's going to get a trophy. No matter what, he's going to get a check. But $50,000 is on the line, and one of these gentlemen right here is going to take it home. He just dropped 748. That means that Greg Gutierrez hoists that trophy, takes home $50,000, and is your Super 60 champion. Let's see if he can hold that thing up. Greg, great job out there. Oh, he's got to hold a check. He's got to hold a trophy. Great job out there, Greg. Great job, man. The biggest check taken home on the West Coast in a while, dude. All right, Greg, set that down real quick. Let's talk to this crowd a little bit more, man. How does it feel right now to be going home with that check?
Wow, that's awesome.
Wait, no, you know what? You're not going home with that one. Well, maybe you are. You're going to give him that check? He's going to give him that check. But don't worry, he's going to give you one you can cash, too.
Yeah. No, here's the deal is we haven't had an opportunity to fish like this in a long time, you know, and such a narrowed and prestigious field. I mean, everybody that's in here qualified through other series as well as BAM and the BAM Pro Tour from last year. So everybody that's here is a tried and true angler. I mean, and what's crazy is, you know, Ty, I just barely bumped Ty out, but it just was a couple years ago. I was at the university up there in Reading, and I was explaining how I target fish and how I look for them and thought processes and ways to be successful. And Ty, great job, bud. Great job. Is a perfect example of someone who listens and applies. Man, to beat Sean Minderman, wow, that's you know, we were on the same team together fishing for years, and he's always been strong. Everybody that's been in here, you know, we've got Bassmaster Elite anglers, we've got you know, MLF anglers in here. We've got, you know, some big sticks, and it's really awesome to walk away holding that trophy.
All right, man. Now, you took home $50,000 just now. Are you going to work on Monday?
Yeah, I am. I gotta feel some orders for Frenzy Baits. If you haven't heard that, Fisherman's Warehouse. Actually, I gotta take care of Fisherman's Warehouse. They sell a lot of Frenzy Baits for me, and they have them in all their stores. So don't forget to check them out. Tackle Warehouse, they do too. So yeah, one specific friend and his wife I got to thank is Billy and Vanessa Waters. They always take care of my dog, and so that's kind of cool.
All right, man. Greg, congratulations. Great job. You beat out a heck of a lot of great anglers out there. 68 to be exact. did a great job. Once again, you have been the first one to be the inaugural Super 60 champion. You've got that on there again. Take that trophy, take that check, head on home, go to work on Monday. Everybody out there, thank you for coming out here and supporting us. Thank you for having us out here on Lake Don Pedro. If you're tuning in at home right now, that's your champion, Greg Gutierrez. Great job out there. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Chicken Ranch Casino, thank you for having us out here. Don Pedro, we will see you at the next event down in Lake Mojave. Tune in.
Bass Angler Magazine brings you more. If you want to learn the latest techniques, win your next bass tournament, or simply catch more bass, then Bass Angler Magazine is for you. From California to Florida, finesse to frogging, Bass Angler Magazine is jam-packed with how-to information from the world's best pros. Published every season, Bass Angler Magazine is crammed with fresh new articles designed to help anglers of all levels learn more and catch more bass. Sign up at bassanglermag.com today. Bass Angler is also available at Tackle Warehouse, Bass Pro, Cabela's, or for your mobile device at the Apple newsstand.
The newest addition to the Basscat STS family is here. Introducing the Caracal STS, showcasing aggressive styling paired with enhanced performance and a continued dedication to raising the bar. Measuring in at 20 feet 2 inches with an ultra-wide 96-inch beam and rated for a 250 to 300 horsepower engine, the Caracal STS boasts agility and speed and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Basscat Boats. Feel the rush.
Randall and I want to talk to you real quick about choosing the right electronics mount for your bass boat.
And we know the quality and effort that Van Foster has put into this company.
So what you get is a custom fitted mount, not some mass produced universal mount for every bass boat out there.
Seat pedestal plugs, tool holders, steering wheel spacers, and battery trays are all made with the same attention to detail that Bass Boat Technologies is known for. Check them out at bassboattech.com. You'll be glad you did.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.